Yo, what's happening? Welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. I am. Um, Tonight I want to talk about the power of being present, the power of now, the power of living in the moment. Um, Now, most of us, a lot of us, don't live in the moment hardly ever, if ever. You know, and that's because we constantly been bombarded with life, right? We worried about bills we gotta pay, um, thinking about the vacation we gonna take in the future, thinking about shit so simple like what I'm gonna eat for dinner tonight. We think, it's a plethora of things and reasons why we don't live in the moment because we like it's distractions. We thinking about other stuff all the time as opposed to being in the moment and doing the task that we need to do right now. And a lot of times, a lot of us are dwelling on the past. You know, whether we got moments that we cherish in the past or we have moments that we despise in the past. You know, mistakes that we've made, right? Now, that's dangerous for one, or it's counterproductive. You know, now don't get me wrong. It's good to learn from the past for sure. The past is important because it's a benchmark that we can learn from, right? But dwelling in the past, it can be detrimental to your current sanity, so to speak. You know, your peace of mind in the moment, right? Especially if you're dwelling on past mistakes. The reason why is because you can't go back and relive the past. It already happened. You can't change it. The best you can do is learn from your experiences and apply them today. Apply them to the moment right now, right? And a similar thing goes for the future. Now, the future don't exist because the future is always going to be the future.
Sensational.
What I mean by that is it's always going to be a tomorrow. It's always going to be a next month. It's always going to be a next year for as long as you are living on this earth, right? And so it doesn't exist. So now you can shape and kind of mold your future, but the only way to do that is by the actions that you take in the moment. So with that said, the moment, the present is the most important time because really that's all that you have. The present is the only thing that exists, like right here, right now. That's all that exists. Like the future is already happened, and I mean the past already happened, and the future does not exist, right? And so it's important to live in the moment as much as you can for that reason, for those reasons. Now, living in the moment is like a superpower, so to speak, because I say that because when you're living in the moment and you're trying to get things done, you're focused on the task at hand. Like I said before, you're not worried about all the distractions, all the outside noise. You got focus on what you need to do right there in the moment, and you're getting it done. So it sparks your creativity, you know, because even if you're trying to solve a problem, you're not thinking about you're not dwelling on the problem. You know what I'm saying? You're not freaking out about the problem. If you in the moment, you're focused on solutions. You're solution based. That's what living in the moment does for you. It sparks your creativity to get things done, right? As opposed to just fantasizing about getting things done or daydreaming about getting things done or worrying about what needs to be done. You're doing the work in the moment. And so that's one reason that it's powerful, right? Another reason is that it alleviates stress and anxiety. How does it do that? Well, the stress and anxiety comes from worrying about what might happen in the future or things that have happened in the past. When you're in the moment, you ain't worried about none of that. You're in the moment. You're dealing with what comes in the moment, not worried about what's going to happen in the future or what could happen. A lot of times, the shit that we be worried about don't even end up happening the way that we think it might happen. And so when you're in the moment, you're just in the moment. Like you're living for that time right then, right now. So that's another reason why living in the moment is very important. Right? Another reason is because you living in the moment, it just presents your true authentic self. You know, it's like a love language, so to speak. You're giving your true authentic self to the people that you love. And what I mean by that is that, let's say you go out on a date with your significant other, right? And you get seated at a restaurant. And when you get seated, y'all start talking, but you're not fully there. You know, you're not fully attentive because your mind is elsewhere. Like you're there physically, but you're not really there mentally because your mind is somewhere else. You know, it's not in the moment. You're thinking about what happened at work or what's going to happen when you get back to work, or you're thinking about something that happened a couple weeks ago, or whatever it is. You're not there in the moment, and that's, you know, that's disrespectful and it's kind of rude, wouldn't you say? And so it's the same thing like with yourself, like solo. Like it's disrespectful to yourself to not live in the moment. You can't be your true authentic self if you constantly focused on the person you used to be by dwelling on the past, or imagining the person that you want to be. You gotta be that person now. And so when you with your loved ones, you can give them your full attention. You can give them your full love by being attentive to them, right? And being focused on them and only them when you're with them. And so that's another reason why living in the moment is so powerful, right? Now, not to say that daydreaming is useless or imagination is useless. You can imagine your future, right? A lot of times that's part of like the creative process, like imagining where you want to be, imagining the person that you want to be in the future. Like visualizing is part of like the whole manifestation process, right? And it's powerful to do that, but you can't sit in that forever. You got to come back to right now. You know, you can imagine, you can see yourself being who you want to be. You can see yourself having what you want to have and imagining that and envisioning that. But you can't just do that. You have to bring that feeling that you get out of that imagination and out of that visualization. You got to bring that right back to the now and walk in that energy, right? So it's like you got to become it before you ever acquire it, so to speak. And you got to walk in that energy. So if you say you want to become a business owner, you got to start, you got to do the research and figure out what it's going to take to start the business that you want to start. And then you got to visualize yourself accomplishing that goal. And then once you see that, you got to bring that energy, right? You got to take that energy and walk in it right now. Walk in it right now. Become that person right now. And what I mean by that, you got to walk like that person would walk, talk like that person would talk, do what that person does on a daily basis. Become that person in the now so that you can really be that person in the future. And that's how imagining and visualizing is important. You know what I'm saying? So it's not useless. The past isn't useless, and like the future, thinking about the future isn't useless, but you can't sit in that energy. You got to bring that energy back to the present moment and walk in that energy now to create what you want to create in the future, if that makes sense. We can dwell on that more if y'all want to in another video. But what I want you to take from this is, don't be afraid to be present, man. Be present as much as you can. I know like it's hard nowadays because there's so much coming at us left and right, and with life is lifing out here, and I get that, but you can alleviate a lot of your stress by just being in the present moment and doing what you need to do, focusing on what you need to focus on right here, right now. Stop worrying about what's going to happen in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that don't live in the present moment, man. And they come in and out of it, man. Like, they might be doing something might be trying to get a task done, and like in the middle of it, they'll pick up their phone and start scrolling, and then they put it back down, they snap back, and then try to do some more work, and then go back to their phone. And it's like, bro, focus on what you need to be doing, man, because that's where the magic is gonna happen. You breaking your creativity, you breaking your flow up by constantly going back and forth between what you need to be doing and the leisure and the bullshit, so to speak. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. Hopefully you do. No.
What the fuck is you even talking about, bro?
Anyway, I want you to take from this video, man, live in the present as much as you can, because that's the only time that we have. Now is the only time that we have, man. Past has already happened and the future does not exist, right? So live in the now and do what you need to do right now, because there's joy in the present moment, And another way to be present, let's talk about how to become present before I go. You can become present by just sitting, A lot of people don't like just sit. They don't like the boredom or the silence or whatever. You can just sit and be with yourself, Notice what's around you. Go outside, go for a walk without your phone, and just look around. Notice your surroundings, man. You get in your car and you drive. Let's say you're going to work, man. Don't turn the radio on. Just drive. Be present. Be in the moment. Look at your surroundings. I guarantee you can take the same ride. I guarantee you're going to notice some shit that you didn't notice before. You're going to notice a house that you've never seen before that's been there. A business that you've never seen before, Trees that you never, you're going to notice shit that you never noticed before by doing that. And it's a beautiful thing. You become more aware. You become more self-aware when you're living in the moment. And so, I challenge you to do that, or just sit and meditate. Sit and meditate. That's why meditation is so powerful, because when you're meditating, you're in the moment. For the most part, you're living in the moment. You're feeling the sensations of your body. Your nose might start itching. You want to stretch it, but you're trying to, you're meditating. You're feeling all the sensations. You're getting all the thoughts that are coming into your head. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking them, and then you're letting them go without any judgment or any type of reaction to them. You're in the moment when you're meditating. And so, being in the moment is, when you come out of that meditation and you're in the real world, being in the moment and doing what you're doing, whatever you're doing. If you're washing dishes, you're focusing on washing just the dishes and not doing anything else, that's a form of meditation also. So it works both ways. Meditation is a form of being in the moment, and being in the moment is a form of meditation, if that makes sense. And so with that said, man, I challenge you to be in the moment as much as you can, because it is important, and it could change your life, subtly, but it could change your life, and it could change. It's definitely gonna change your future if you're the more you're in the moment. So with that, man, it's late. I'm about to get up out of here and go to bed. And thank you for tuning in. Until next time, man. Love y'all. Peace.